So you're ready to start learning how to use cursive handwriting. So we're going to look first of all at some exercises to get you used to using the lines. Now in your handwriting book, your teacher will have drawn these shapes. And we're going to use these shapes to practice making sure we know how to meet the lines. This is not a race, and it's really important that you take your time, because you need to be able to do all of these first before you move on. So your teacher might give you these exercises again because you just need to keep working at it. It's something very different to anything you've done. So let's have a look how they work. So the first shape you see is there's three types of mountains, and they're very pointy mountains. And what you're going to do is, leaving no gaps, you're going to just carry them on. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to try and make sure that they're all about the same shape and size. We don't want this happening. We also don't want this happening. We want to try and get them so that they're all the same size. What's really important as well is this doesn't happen. You tell me what I've done wrong here. Yeah, I'm not meeting the lines. You can see that these shapes all meet the two blue lines. So that should happen right to the end of the line. You might want to take your pencil off every now and again, have a little rest, and then carry on going, because you might find your hand gets tired. The second exercise is exactly the same, but this time we're going between the two pink lines, which is for tall letters and hanging letters. And again, go through, try and make them all the same size. If you're not happy with one, rub it out and just have another go. But it's certainly, we shouldn't see anything like this, because they're not meeting the lines, but also we don't want them becoming really squashed, and we don't want them to become really stretched out. You should try and make them all the same size. So let's have a look at some other shapes. The next shapes are very similar, except this time they're rounded, and you just carry them on. So the first shape, we make sure that we're meeting the blue lines. The second shape, we make sure that we're meeting the pink lines, and we're trying to make sure that they keep the same size. We don't want this to start happening. That's not what the shape is. We also don't want this happening, because that's not the shape either. We've got to get used to trying to make them the same size. This bottom one's slightly tricky. You're going to start by doing a small one, and then a tall one, and then another small one. It is quite tricky. Take your time with it. You might make some mistakes. That's absolutely fine. Just rub it out and have another go. The final set of shapes in this practice is getting us ready for our first letters that we're going to learn. So with this time we carry them on, but they're slightly tricky because we've got to make sure we come back down the same line. So for example, I go up, but then I come down the same line, and then do it again, up, down the same line. What you shouldn't do is this. This isn't what it is. It's not like the last shapes. It's important that you come down the same line. And again, you should be reaching that blue line and all be about the same size. Same with this shape, we go to the top and we come down the same line. We don't want to see this. Okay, there's not a big space in between. This is a really important shape for your handwriting. And the bottom one is we do one small and then one tall, one small and then one tall. And that's the last of your exercises. Once you've completed these, we'll then start learning actual letters that you can start using. Well done.